I want to give you a little background about why our group came into existence, and then I'll get a little bit more into the actual structure of it and how we run. So this is something that might resonate with some of you. There's been a real increase in the last 10 or 15 years in top-down requests for sharing of data and information related to your research. This has been expressed most recently at the federal level with the Office of Science and Technology Policy requiring any federal agency that has over $100 million in research and development to submit a plan for how they're going to share the results of that research that they funded. That may very likely trickle down to those doing the research. It also affects federal agencies who do internal research. There's this need to start documenting what you're doing and, in many cases, sharing what you're doing. There's also some pressure coming into researchers from publishers to do the same. Some of the really big publishers out there are requiring you to share data that's associated with the publications. Science, Nature, and PLOS One all have very succinct and very definite rules about the data that needs to be provided when you publish a paper alongside it. So you're getting this from a lot of angles. And because of that, Cornell decided that there was a need to support people in the management of that data so they may be able to better share it. This is the mission statement of the Research Data Management Service Group. And so what we're here to do in a collaborative sense is provide assistance for the writing of a data management plan, which I should have also mentioned too. So tied in with all this top-down federal agency demands, with many of the funding agencies, NIH and NSF are the two big ones. The Department of Energy and many others will probably come in because of this OSTP memo. When you submit a proposal, it can't even be turned in. You can't press send without a data management plan. If your data management plan is, I don't need a data management plan, that still has to be stated, but you need to write one. In our experience, researchers don't think about this until the very last minute, and all of a sudden they call us and they say, I have to write a DMP, my thing is due at 5 o'clock, what is a DMP, how can we help you? So we're here to help think about what you need to put in a data management plan and get it down in writing. And then once you have that plan, how are you going to carry it out? What services are available for you here at Cornell to let you do what you say you're going to do in order to organize and share your data? So a little bit of background about how the group came into being. The Center for Advanced Computing and a couple other people in the physics department, or the astronomy department and the library responded to a call that came out in late 2007. And they submitted a proposal in the spring of 2008, and they were funded by the Office of Sponsored Programs for 2 years to look into infrastructure needs related to data management on campus. Right about the time that 2-year period ended, the National Science Foundation instigated that DMP requirement. So at that point, the university librarian and the Vice Provost for Research, Bob Berman, decided to create an extension of that initial group, the Discover Research Group, and it became what is now known as the Research Data Management Group. This was our original logo. In this last year, we've rebranded ourselves, and this is the color scheme and icons that you'll see now. Most important here is that we have an email system to allow inquiries to come into us, and we maintain a website with information for those people who really are doing things at the 11th hour and there's no one able to respond to that email address. So this is our structure. I already mentioned Bob Berman's office and Ann Kenny, who's the university librarian, but we also get kind of oversight and advice from a faculty advisory board. There are 7 members on our faculty advisory board, and again, really this is supposed to be discipline agnostic. We have someone from ILR, we have someone from the Lab of Ornithology, computer science, earth and atmospheric science, physics, pretty much across the board on this faculty advisory board, as well as some people from the Office of Sponsored Programs and the Office of Research Integrity and Assurance. that provide very high-level oversight to the group. And then on a very practical sense, we have our service providers. I'm going to get more into that in a second. And in this middle, you can tell there's something missing here. This is kind of the boots on the ground people that you mentioned earlier. We have probably monthly feedback from the people in the middle here, a management council, and this is made up of the directors of all of our service providers, plus a few other people. And then I sit as coordinator, which really doesn't mean much other than that I try to get a lot of really busy people together in a room as often as I can to talk about what data management needs there are on campus. But then the really busy people within our group are here. We call them implementation teams, and we have 3 that are the most active. The documentation team maintains our website. We have an outreach and training team that does a lot of the instructional work, similar to the consulting unit. And then we have a group of actual consultants that would meet with people one-on-one over email, over the phone. I mentioned our service providers. So we are cross-campus, including all the way down to New York City. So we have Weill Medical involved, the library, Center for Advanced Computing, the main IT at Cornell, as well as Sizer and the Center. Did I say Center for Advanced Computing? I'm starting to repeat myself. We, however, work really closely with a lot of different agencies on campus. Data management services are spread out all over this campus. And part of what we try to do is just pull everything together into one source. So a lot of these other pictures that I have down here are just other places that we can point you to get help with data management. So I'll close with just a real quick idea of the type of services that we provide, starting with using the idea of this cycle of research, going around it to show what we do. So we would consult on data management plans, but we actually are finding that we're doing more and more consulting on just organization and data management that's not necessarily related to a funded project. We would help people find and understand different things that are going on with data storage services around campus. So we may point someone to CAC, we may point someone else to IT, we may point someone directly to their departments for help. People come to us more and more with intellectual property questions, and we have people on our consulting staff that would talk to you about that, or we can tell you who on campus to talk with. My other hat is actually to support metadata, science metadata creation, so we can help people with that. If you get to the point where you want to preserve and share your data, we can point you to repositories that can help you do that. And then related to that, there's a lot that's going on right now in licensing and copyright, though you can't really copyright data, related to research data, and we can help you interpret what you need to know about that. We also do a number of instructional efforts surrounding data analysis and helping you find tools and resources that you would need to properly manage your data. This is not particularly important for you to know who is in our group, but the idea is mostly that it's really a broad range of people. A lot of these people are librarians, but we also have people from the astronomy department, and Wyman Miles is IT and security from the main IT offices. We have a couple with medical and health sciences, but really a broad range of expertise contributing to our group. Like the statistical consulting unit, we do have a series of operating principles. These are all online. You can find them there. And again, a few limitations to service to make sure that we don't get out of overcommitted. And Francois's slide there, I didn't actually have anything in here about our financial setup, and that is because right now all of this is done as part of our job description. So we right now do not charge anyone for any of the consulting that we do. Right now that is sustainable, would have to be revisited if suddenly there was an enormous uptake of our services and we weren't able to sustain this. But at the moment it feeds into, all of these people have data management support somewhere loosely in their job description, and so we just envelop it all in that. I would encourage anyone to come explore our website and write to us if you do have questions, and that is how we are set up. 10 minutes and 10 seconds.